Frank Crumit was an American singer, composer, radio entertainer and vaudeville star. He shared his radio programs with his wife, Julia Sanderson, and the two were sometimes called the ideal couple of the air. Biography Crumit was born in Jackson, Ohio, the son of Frank and Mary Crumit. He made his first stage appearance at the age of 5 in a minstrel show. Attending local schools, Crumit graduated from high school in 1907. After briefly attending an Indiana military academy, he entered Ohio University and later Ohio State University. His primary purpose for entering Ohio University was to follow in the footsteps of his grandfather, Dr. C.K. Crumit, who had been a medical doctor. He instead graduated from Ohio State University with a degree in electrical engineering. This career did not last long, as his passion seemed to be music and the old ballads of the 19th century. His love of music and theater dated back to his early years in the Methodist Church choir and led him to pursue a musical career. He studied voice in Cincinnati and then tried out unsuccessfully for opera in New York City. By 1913, in his early 20s, he was performing on the vaudeville stage, first with a trio and then a year later on his own, playing ukulele. He was referred to as the one-man glee club in New York City's night spots. He appeared in the Broadway musical Betty Be Good in 1918, where he was the first to play the ukulele on Broadway. He was a success there and went on to Greenwich Village Follies of 1920, which featured his song, Sweet Lady, written with David B. Zub. Crumit began making records for American Columbia in 1919, using the acoustic or horn method of recording. By the end of 1923, Crumit was singing at Victor Talking Machine. He met Julia Sanderson, then a musical comedy star, in 1922. Sanderson, 38, was sued for divorce in September of that year by her then-husband, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Bradford Barnett, with Crumit, 33, named as co-respondent. Crumit was married to a Connecticut woman at the time. Crumit and Sanderson were married in 1928. And they retired briefly to a country home near Springfield, Massachusetts, but 2 years later they began working as a radio team, singing duets and engaging in comedy dialogues. The couple starred in Blackstone Plantation, which was broadcast on CBS and on NBC. They performed as the singing sweethearts of the air. In 1930, they continued with a popular quiz show, The Battle of the Sexes, which ran 13 years. Crumit and Sanderson drove from Massachusetts to New York City, a 4-hour trip, twice a week to do their radio show. Their final broadcast was aired the day before Crumit's death from a heart attack in New York City on September 7, 1943. Hit songs. His biggest hits were made during the 1920s and early 1930s. They included popular phonograph records of Frankie and Johnny, Abdullah Bulbul Amir, A Gay Caballero, the Prune Song, There's No One with Endurance Like the Man Who Sells Insurance, Down into Canebrake, I Wish That I'd Been Born in Borneo, What Kind of a Noise Annoys an Oyster, and I Learned About Women from Her. Crumit is credited with composing at least 50 songs in his career, including the Ohio State University fight song, Buckeye Battle Cry, in 1919 for a song contest. Prior to this he wrote at least 2 songs for Ohio University, Round on the Ends, and O+EO. He composed and published, Hills of Ohio in 1941. His song, Donald the Dub, was used as the theme music to the BBC radio adaptation of P.G. Woodhouse's Oldest Member. His back-to-back recording of The Gay Caballero and Abdullah Bulbul Amir sold more than 4 million records. His 1929 song, A Tale of the Ticker, came out just a few months before the Wall Street crash in October. This song's lyrics shed light on the problems involved in stock market, correctly foreshadowing the devastating event that would happen just weeks following. The song was featured in the BBC documentary, The Great Crash 1929. Like so many of the performers during the era, Crumit was a fan of the instruments created by the C.F. Martin and Company and used their tipple, to the point it had to be returned for a new top.